Hi, my name is Amanda Pennington, and we are going to be going over ordering decimals and the real numbers. So here we go. This is just a preview of how we use decimals in everyday life, especially in math. We use it all the time. So here we go. First off, when we're going to order decimals, we're going to make equations, and we're going to use these symbols to help us in those equations. So these are going to help us understand. So less than, that means that it's going to have a smaller number and a bigger number at the end. So 2 is less than 5. And then we're going to go into greater than. Greater than means that 10 is greater than the number 5. So here we're going to talk about how to identify which decimal number is bigger or smaller. So this is on your textbook page on page 342 in your textbook. Okay, so we got 4.98 and 12.3. What we need to do is we need to look to the left of the decimal. That's going to show us the whole numbers that we're going to be looking at. So we know that 4 is a whole number and 12 is a whole number. And they're both positive, so which one is bigger? We know that 12 is bigger than 4 and 4 is smaller than 12. So we're going to put 4.98, it's less than 12.3. And that's just how we're going to look at this. So always look to the left to see if the decimals are going to be bigger or smaller, and then that can help us identify those in ordering the decimals. So, but what about if we come into a decimal that has longer numbers in it? So say we have 2.5869 and 2.5879. Those are some pretty big long numbers. And since to the left of the decimal, the number 2 is the same, we have to go to the right of the decimal to identify which one is bigger and which one is smaller so we can order those. So we know that 0.58 is both next. So 0.58 and 0.58. Next, we're going to go down the line again, and we're going to look at, this is going to be easy to identify because this is the 10th place, 100th place, 1000th place. And so we know in the 100th place that this one has a 6 and that one has a 7. So we know that 7 is bigger than 6 and 6 is less than 7. So that is how we're going to identify that. So we are going to say 2.5869 is less than 2.5879, and that's how we're going to identify those. So if we're doing smaller first, we're going to put 2.5869 first, and then the second one is going to be 2.5879. Now we're going to look at what if there are negative numbers involved. So when we're looking at decimals, we need to know that if anything is negative, that's going to make it the smaller number compared to a positive number. So we got negative 5.89 and positive 2.56. Looking at the numbers by themselves, we know that 5 is greater than 2. But when it has this negative 5 on there, we're going to the left of the 0 on the number line. So that's going to make this smaller. So technically, 2.56 is greater than the negative 5.89. So because it's a bigger number. And then, like I was saying, we can use the number line to identify which numbers are going to go smaller to larger or less than or greater than. So right here we have negative 5 and negative 1 plotted on the number line. So we're going to look at the 0. The 0 is going to be on medium. You can say on line that tells us which one is closer to the 0 from the left side is going to be the bigger number. So negative 5 and negative 1 are plotted. So negative 1 is only 1 spot over, and then negative 5 is 5 spots over. Negative 5 is the farthest away from the 0, and that's going to make it to where it's going to be the smaller number, and the negative 1 is going to be the bigger number. And that is how we can order decimals and real numbers. I hope you enjoy and have a wonderful day.